Whoa! It's the illusion. Reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. I was thinking about I used to skate. I used to be a skateboarder once upon a time, man. It's always a weird concept to me, man. I don't really get it. I don't really get being I used to be anything that you were truly invested in. Like, I haven't snowboarded in 20 years, but I'm still a snowboarder, man. I didn't used to snowboard. I'll get back on a snowboard and go shred right now, dude. Love that stuff, dude. I haven't surfed in 9 months. I didn't used to surf. I still surf, man. I didn't used to be a punk. I've always been a punk, man. What is a punk? DIY, baby, right? So I was thinking about the whole, the postcard mentality, man. It's all how it looks, dude. You got the right uniform on to convey what you are, you aren't, man. And I'm like not backing down. It's funny, a couple people have been thinking about they need to like censor themselves and worried about this and that. I don't know, man. Why? I thought we were battling the corrupt system of scumbags and oligarchs. I thought that's why we surfed and skated and snowboarded and listened to punk rock music. I didn't think we fell in line because it got weird. To quote Hunter S. Thompson, it ain't got strange enough. It hasn't gotten strange enough yet. Or maybe I haven't gotten weird enough. Maybe I shouldn't quote. I don't have the quote right. But anyway, you get the drift. It hasn't gotten weird enough yet, man. And I was sitting here, I'm killing a little time, dude, and I got that fire feeling, right? Like yeah, like you're gonna seize the salmon, dude. Put your talons out and go grab the salmon, man, right out of the river, dude. Like some crazy ass bird of prey, dude. Nah, I'm watching the softness of people, dude, and not realizing that, it's not about them, it's about us. As we watch people cheer for censorship, man. I like and not get that hate speech and polite society and all these catchphrases they're using, dude. I'm not down, dude. Look, I don't need to go say hateful things. But I reserve the right to say hateful things if I want to. I'm not the kind to go particularly dancing on people's graves, but I reserve the right to do that in a free society. I don't have to be polite. I don't have to be I reserve the right to be a total douchebag, asshole, lame-o. I reserve that right. And the reason that we must reserve the right to be totally lame. Listen, without saying, promoting violence, I don't think that is free speech, because that violates the do no harm, right? Do no harm. And then, that's where the slippery slope gets, but you're doing harm to my feelings. No, dude. No, man. You ignore them and they will go away. It's like all the weirdos last week that were on there like, I'm stoked so-and-so got blasted in the streets. I'm so-and-so stoked so-and-so got publicly executed. If you just ignored those people, They wouldn't have gotten any, like, you sort of made them into like cult heroes in a weird way to their people. Like picking up their thing and doxing them and getting them fired and stuff gives them like street cred, dude, in their own weirdo world, dude. Like you really wanna jack someone up, just ignore them, dude. It's funny, like I'm the king of like the ultimate like weapon. Just ignore someone, dude. Just pretend they don't exist, man. It takes all their power away. All people are doing is trying to get your attention. And listen, man, is that's the nature of the game right now, dude. It's look at me, look at me. Look at me! Look at me! But no, man, like if you're a gnarly person, man, if you believe in freedom and shredding concrete and shredding waves and snow and ripping on mountain bikes and listening to punk rock music, then you can't be for protecting people's feelings. You can't be for hate speech laws. You can't be for this polite society type of thing. Listen, man, none of these people are anything, dude. I think on a level like the fact that this is being allowed to get traction it's the boomerang effect. You know, you look at California just passed some crazy hate speech laws for the tech companies, right? On September 10th, ironically. And you know, people don't get that the controllers, the ones we're supposed to be against, they like this stuff. Any excuse to censor you, dude. And it's like, yeah, as a person who I don't like the whole people saying hateful, gross, derogatory, lame things. But I support their right to do so. I just don't need to like listen to them. I mean, it's interesting, like, I think some of the grossest people out there are the smug, holier than thou, right-wing lunatics that think that they're so on it. So much more on it than the creepy left-wing weirdos, dude. Like, I just despise all of these people at this point because they're absolutely against freedom, dude. And all the things that I like to do are freedom based. So I'm not a used to be free kind of guy. I didn't used to be free. I am free. And that's where, like, I would say on a lot of this stuff, dude, like, have no fear of this lame technology, dude. It's all smoke and mirrors, dude. They're gonna go through my email accounts and like throw me in jail. You know what, man? If it's gonna get that stupid, what are you gonna do, dude? If it's gonna get so dumb that you got tricked into co-signing the laws that would equal you being oppressed. Like, I don't think people really get it right now. Whether you're on the left or the right, you are both getting tricked into signing up to have the state, the government, the illegal enterprise of slavery and dominance. You're signing up to have them take away your rights in the name of having someone else's rights taken away. It's so stupid, dude. I just don't see how people can't see through this whole shuck and jive and hustle and cut and paste and you know, it's literally, and the justification, the way the Trump loving right wingies cope with this stuff is no different than how the lefty weirdos coped with their stuff too, dude. It's like anything for my side at the expense of my own side. Like, I just don't think that people understand that anytime you give the government any power, they're not going to give it up without like straight up gnarly pushback. And if you want to live like that, keep giving them power. But then again, I subscribe to the whole thing that you're in control anyhow. Like, you're in control, dude. Don't let them be in control of you. Don't edit your words. I mean, listen, dude. There's certain things that you should have the right to say that I don't need to say. You get what I'm saying? Like nothing's more offensive to me than people hiding behind letters, dude, to say words. Like, talk about the ultimate form of grossness is I'm not going to say a word, but I'm going to say a letter that implies that word. But that's not hate speech. To me, that is like even more implicit. But then again, like, I don't believe in that kind of censorship. And let's make clear, like, I do believe in your own private space. You're allowed to censor as much as you want, dude. In your own private, in your little chunk of spaceship Earth where you have your wall around you or your fence around you or your infrastructure that you've bought and paid for and you worked for, you do what you want, man. But when we're out in the public commons, nah. And if you don't like what someone's got to say, just ignore them. You don't need to track them down, dude. You don't need to. I remember being like when I was like a young activist. I remember I was working with this. Here's a little story for you. I remember I was a janitor. I was running this janitor crew up in Santa Cruz. And that's when the whole thing with the spotted owls was going on. And the spotted owls were an endangered species, so they couldn't cut down the trees. So the people that wanted to cut down the trees wanted to kill the spotted owls. And so I was working with this kid from El Salvador, dude, who was working for me. And I don't know, we used to rap, and I was talking, was pretty much a nonviolent peace activist, dude. And one day we were driving, I don't know, up to Felton or something, dude. I forget where we were going, dude, up to Scotts Valley or something. And there was this car in front of us that had a bumper sticker. Said, "I'll wipe my ass with your spotted owl." Now, me being young, I went into like a rage, man. I remember I was pulled up on this guy, and I'm like, "Fuck you," right? And this kid from El Salvador was like, "Hey, man, like, I thought you believed in peace." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You're yelling at that dude. I don't know what you're yelling at him about, but like, why are you yelling at that dude?" And I'm like, "Well, he's got the bumper sticker, and and it was another one of those lessons that always stands out in my mind. Like that dude put that bumper sticker on his car to send me into a rage, and I proved to him how effective his bumper sticker was, because I came up in a rage. Again, as I could have looked at the bumper sticker and just been, "that ignorant soul," and just shook my head and prayed for him and drove right on by and let him live in his little weird bumper stickered reality of negativity and hatred. I think that's the thing. I have batted around this idea for the last like week about this, like, getting people fired because they were spitting on Charlie Kirk's grave, dude. And as disgusting and horrid as that is, I don't really see where just ignore them but they're not gonna go away. They're communists. They are at war with us. Yeah. Well, if you really believe that, getting them fired just ain't extreme enough, dude. You know what I mean? And then once we get there, dude, what are we talking about? If like that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna get so heated about somebody's lameness, why, like, where does it stop? Where does it stop? I don't care. I work with people who have shitty ideas, dude. I've worked on job crews with people that had the lamest of ideas. We still needed to work together to lift the beam over our head, dude. I wasn't worried about them dropping the beam on me because we disagreed, because I'm not going to drop the beam on that dude because he disagreed. We got to lift the beam together, dude. I know people can't wrap their head around this whole thing of like, that's why, like, I despised the punk rockers during 2020, dude, because they just sold out to be toadies for the state, dude. That's why I can't stand, like, Jello Biafra and most of the punkers nowadays, because they're just left-wing sucking on the tit of the system, dude, and they disgust me. Doesn't mean that I just don't listen to their music anymore. I don't know. Maybe I do. I still listen to Holiday in Cambodia, dude. I don't know. Again, I think this is more nuanced and crazy. And I just think if you don't like people's ideas, you just walk on. You just don't follow them. You just don't listen. I cannot stand the hatred that spews out of Owen Benjamin's mouth. Do I want him to stop having a voice? Absolutely not, dude. In fact, I think that censoring him has made his voice more powerful to certain people. I just choose not to listen to him, dude. I don't have a bad vibe for him. I don't like his message. I pray for him, hope he's gonna figure it out. But I would never want that dude to not have a voice. And I would say the same for the haters, dude, and the weirdo commies. And, but they won't protect your free speech. Who cares? I don't care. I'll protect my own free speech. In fact, I was given constitutional ways and means to protect my free speech. So I don't need to be afraid of their dumbness, dude. I'm a skateboarder, man. I'm a skateboarder, dude. You can't be a skateboarder and support the system on any side, because that's what we were always against. That's why I always trip on these like weirdo lefty, like promoting their weird ideological stuff into skateboarding. I don't like the right wingers doing it either. Skateboarding was us against the system, dude. Same with surfing. Same with snowboarding, same with all of it, dude. And now they've all just been cyborged into the toadiness of pick a side. Fuck that, man. Don't pick a side. Don't pick a side. Be free, dude. If you don't like their bullshit coming out of their mouth, just ignore them and walk away. Hey, man, it's different. They get frisky with you, dude. You reserve the right, man. Like, I don't think people truly understand what this is. You have all the rights granted to you by God to take care of an issue if it goes past talking. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words cannot hurt me. But it's basic playground technology here, dude. It's basic. Now get some t-shirts, hit that button down below, join, become a member, put some money in this thing, spread this around. Let's get gnarly, dude. I'm in the get gnarly phase of this whole thing. So thanks for hanging out. And most importantly, use the name tags, dude. You may not like what they say, but at least find out their name. I'm telling you, man, people don't say a lot of stupid stuff when you know their name, when you can address them on a first name basis. All right, it's the Illusion signing off, man. Ho!